So we're here live at the Fukui boxing camp. So my son is attending. So in Japan, I mean, this facility is amazing. It's right here. Now I understand why they have it in Sabai, because they have access to this facility. And they're building the boxing rink right now. I'm here just kind of chilling out, kind of watching. There is a really famous, really famous. Well, I don't know if they're going to come. I didn't set up, Cindy. I didn't set up a thing. I'm making this more of a like an event thing. So I don't think they may show up in here. Whack them. They show up. So my son's down there. They're building the boxing rink. All right, they've got a second rink down here that they're building. Right, look at the second rink, and they have a third rink over there. And one of these girls is really famous. I mean, she's like she's like a national champion, right? High school national champion. I really want to see her box, on that. So, that's going to be cool. Event for Move to Japan. It's an event. So the title is Boxing Camp Fukui Japan 2025. So I'm just capturing. This is a big deal for Japan boxing. This camp. This is the boxing camp for Fukui Prefecture, right? That happens every year. So this is boxing camp. It's like imagine going to kind of New York boxing camp, right? So all the kids who box in New York would go to boxing camp. So this is my son is attending, right? So in Japan, they have specialized high schools. And this high school down here in Sabai, they specialize in boxing. So they do boxing. Imagine doing boxing every day. My son only goes to boxing like twice a week. So these kids are probably really good. I mean, these kids are probably, if you're boxing every day, right? And you're boxing twice a week, these kids are probably really good. My son is about to get his ass whooped. That's what's gonna happen. And he's not, too, is like he's not one of them. He's an outsider. So, but his best friend, right, that he went to junior high school with, she was boxing in junior high school. She's a Japan national champion. And Mikey is going to her gym. She no longer goes to that gym because she boxes every day. She goes to this high school. And I want to catch her. I want to catch her boxing. I only see like two women here, or girls, not women. These are girls. I see two girls, maybe three girls, actually four girls, right? One of them is this national champion, and she's good. I want to see her because she'll be boxing guys. There's not enough girls. So we're going to see her boxing the shit out of dudes, and she's really good. So, here's some more people showing up here. At least my son wasn't last. Well, they're probably coming from far away. They're just showing up now. These kids over here, they're just showing up. Probably from another school, another region. So they're coming in all over the state to come to this boxing camp. So they're more outsiders. Cool. My son isn't the only outsider. No, this is just my son's best friend in junior high school was this chick. It was a girl, and she's a national champion. He wanted to go to the high school to be with her. Now, I saw two girls go up to my son talking to him, so I think I know who she is. So, because when my son came in, the baddest bitch in Fukui went up to him, was hanging out and smiling and laughing with him. All right? So my son's got creds. The baddest bitch. She needs to get a t-shirt. The baddest bitch. Maybe I should get an Undoubted t-shirt on the back, so it's gonna say the baddest bitch in Fukui. That'd be funny. Look. So they came over, and they went over and greeted. They came over and greeted. They're bowing. Look, see, this is Japanese. Look, they went over to the teachers, and they bowed. That must be the instructor on the right. Those are her students, her 4 students, and they came over and they bowed to the teachers, right? And now they're going back to their corner, And there's my son. This is my son's coach. My son's coach is right there. That's my son's coach. He's like 90 years old. He's got a mask on and stuff. Doesn't want to get COVID. That's my son's coach. Look at him walk around. Look at him walk around. I guess he's good. This kid right here, he's half too. That kid right there is one of from my son's gym. He's really good. It's boxing, Suzuki Blues. It's boxing camp. So it's Fukui boxing camp. We're at they're just getting started. It's the Fukui National Boxing Camp, right, for the Fukui Prefecture. So all of the kids from all over, it's like state boxing camp, right? So think of it as like state boxing camp. You're in Shizuoka. Like, imagine Shizuoka has a boxing camp. This is Fukui's boxing camp. And it's hosted at Fukui's #1 boxing high school. Well, he's old. He's 90 years. The guy's like 80 in his 80s. So he wears a mask because he doesn't want to fucking catch anything. So he's not sick. I think it's more preventative. He's old. He doesn't want to catch a disease. So the cool thing is my son's middle school best friend. She is the state champion, right? She'll be pro. All right, this girl I'm going to film today will be pro. You're going to know her, and you're going to say, God, I saw her in high school. So it's really cool because my son came up. 2 girls came walking over to him and was smiling and talking to him, right? They recognized Mike is loved. My son is loved, just like I was loved by the girls. Dude, when I went to high school, God, the girls loved me. I had a British accent. I came over from England. I wasn't a fat fuck like I am now. They came over. They were like coming over, talking to him and, greeting him. So, really. Yeah, I mean, there's COVID here. People catch COVID. I mean, COVID is still here. People at my wife's work got COVID. Look, they're putting the ropes now. They're getting the ropes ready for they're untangling the ropes. So there's the rope. They're building like a professional ring, right? So here it is. Look, they're putting the ring. They're putting the straps on the ring. This is a pro ring. Look at that ring. I had on the end of the last stream, they were building the thing. So they're putting the ropes on. And they got 2 more. They got boxing. Look, they've got three stages for boxing. I don't know what they're doing there. Well, it's going to be a while. It's going to be running when you get done from work. So they're just getting going, Shizuoka. So Blues. So they will, all right. There's my son. This is my son right there. That's my son. That's my son right there with the stripe at the bottom. That's my DNA. That's my immortality right there. Holding. Call your ex-wife. Call my ex-wife. I've only been married once, man. Furs, are you projecting? Did you do something to your ex-wife? What did you do to your ex-wife, Fur? Right? What did you do? What did you do to your ex-wife? Right? What did you do? All right. All right, sorry about that. We got to get the loser out of here. I have no idea, dude. Just a troll. You get the trolls in here, you know? On there. What's up, Morph? So they're putting on the rings now. Kind of cool. It's really cool watching how they're building the ring. I've never seen them build a boxing ring before. It's very cool. So, hey, pissed off. Pissed off. Did you see my? I'm trying to catch a frog. I'm trying to catch a fox. I got a fox trap set up. I summoned you yesterday. I was like, I need pissed off. You're just delayed. My summoning powers are slow because I tried to summon you yesterday. Right? Look at this little room. Look, they got a room in here. A little conference room. A little area. Look at these cube lights. Right? Isn't that cool? You'd think you'd want, look, they got a little window. Look at this little window here for exit. I guess that's like a crawl space for if you have a fire and you need to crawl out, they put a ladder. I guess that's the crawl space. Look at a clock built into the concrete wall. I know. He's not just a pedo. He's a sex trafficker. Look, they have AC. So you can actually turn the AC on in here. Right? Look, on and off, up and down. So this room can be AC'd. See, they're all independent. Look, this actually is going. Look. Oh, this one's going. They got the AC on in here. 23. Seems like a waste. Why do they have this AC on? I wonder why it's on. I'm not gonna turn it off. I didn't turn it on, sir. So, are you there? Pissed off, are you there? So I have a trap set. If you look at my shorts, I've got a fox trap set. Yeah, this is old though. But you notice how there's these little doorways here? It doesn't make sense because the heat is high. You'd think you want the windows to be tall, but obviously this must be exits, right? For fire. What do you think? Why do they build these little doorways here? Oh yeah. Well, you can't get out of it. You'd think the hot air would be, wouldn't the hot air be trapped on the high? So you'd want these things high, not low? I don't know. I don't understand it. What's that, Roots? Roots not timed out. Roots is here because he wants to know what happened with the fox. Yeah, I go look at my video. So I fucking missed an exit, so the fucking fox got out. But I'm hoping this time of year that that the baby foxes, he's got his woman is inside, right, with a bunch of babies. It's a massive den. Look at my shorts. Go to my shorts and you'll see it. No, I didn't catch it, and it got out. I could see fresh paw print. I didn't look on the other side of the main entrance of the den, and it had an escape route. So I just plugged the hole with some netting, and I think it's got to come back because I think the missus is in there. How does it work? How does it work? If the female fox, does she leave the den if she's pregnant or has babies nursing? I mean, has the kits nursing on it? Because this is their main their childbirth season. The female stays with the babies, right? Yeah, so I think there's a female in there with babies. And I think the male, because I've seen the male out, the male's a wirely. It's like a mature fox, dude. It's like, this is, he's got really dark, he looks to me as like a 5-year-old, like a 4-year-old, 5-year-old fox, I'm guessing. I don't know how long do they live for? I think the female is in there. So he's got to bring food back. Yeah. He's a badass looking little fox, dude. I've seen him all over. I've seen this fox fucking unless there's different ones, I don't think so. But the way he built. So imagine my village is this here, right? That's my village. This is the river, right? There's another village like over there by the wall, another one, and this is the river. He built it on this side So it's like, it's less traffic on this side. Yeah, I saw on top of the den. The way I found it was on top of the den. I found there was a quail egg. I was like, why is there a quail egg here, right? So I was like, there's a quail egg. So then I looked and I saw huge amounts of dirt, like massive amounts of dirt, you know. And also there's like when I put the netting down, I staked it down. And then I found, like, I mean, obviously I see poop and shit. Yeah, this was a quail egg. I mean, they would have caught this quail egg, but it was on top of the den, like on the path. And I also saw I mean, the crows were, I mean, he's been building it for at least a couple months, maybe longer. Well, it hasn't. They're still building. Look, they're still building shit, dude. Look, they're still building shit. They haven't gotten going yet. They haven't gotten going. Right? They haven't gotten going. The camp is just going. Yeah, I'm trying to trap and relocate the fox. So I baited. I got one of those traps that has the thing. I baited it. And I've closed up all the entrances now, except for the one main entrance that feeds into it. I netted around the trap, right? So, you know, so I can see if it tries to get out. I'm actually gonna go get rebar stakes, right? I'm gonna go get rebar, cut it in 1 foot, and then bend it and stake the whole net down on it. I'm trying to trap it and relocate it. They will kill it. But I'd rather relocate it to my mountain. So that way you can, when you come to Japan pissed off, at least there's a fox there. Yeah. But I have the trap facing into the net. It'll get stinky. So I have like the trap covered, so there's only one exit, right? There's only one exit, it leads into the trap. All the other exits are blocked off. And it'll get stinky, it's chicken. And I rubbed it all on. I rubbed it. If you watch my video yesterday, or not the one earlier, but like 2 videos back, and go to the end, you'll see me like rubbing the chicken all over it, right? I did it with gloves on. I covered everything with debris and stuff. So, and I have the trap for the month. So we'll just wait. I think, you know, maybe the female, will the female come, if the female gets hungry, will she come out? Oh, it's too late now. See, I needed you yesterday. I needed you yesterday. Even if she'll starve? Oh, she may. Okay, yeah. I mean, she's going to get hungry. There's no way in. There's meat there. It's going to stink. Maybe she'll come out with the pups and catch her. You know? There's only one way out now. I blocked all the other entrances. So I was needing you yesterday, pissed off. And I summoned you. I was like, you could ask Crystal. I said, look, I'm going to summon. I need Pissed Off to come in. You're just 1 day late. You came just 1 day. I don't know. I haven't seen them. I think they're still babies. I think they're still babies. I think they haven't left the den yet. Because the only tracks that I see outside the den is the male. And he's been digging. He's been actively digging and building and everything else. He's built himself one heck of a fucking den, dude. This thing is massive. It runs all underneath the fucking, the levee. So it's gotta move. I mean, he's turning the levee into fucking Swiss cheese. Fox, yeah. He's turning the levee. This levee is huge. And he had multiple entrances into it. That's a fox. Kitsune. So yeah, it's huge. And I missed one exit, so it got out. But then I shoved the net into it, so now it's blocked. But I don't know if it's out or in, because it was this morning. Hopefully it went back in. You never? Well, I left one open. All right, well, I didn't have you fucking pissed off. My summoning power, I try to use my undoubted powers to summon you. It got to you, just came in one day late. You're here, just one day late. So what should I do moving out? So if he opens up the den, right? What should I do? Okay, so I fucked it up, pissed off, right? What do I do to correct it? Come on, guru. They're still fucking setting up, dude. I don't know. It's gonna be here all day. Guys, you can go to bed. Probably, I mean, this is all day. So we just got here. It's 9 a.m. here. This thing's gonna run till 5. So it's gonna run another 8 hours. All right, okay, I didn't. Okay, right, all right. I didn't do that. It didn't happen, pissed off. My summoning powers to summon you yesterday. I needed you yesterday. Didn't happen. I fucked up everything. I've got it all netted. I closed off all the entries except for one. There's one entrance, right, that you can go in and out. And it's net. I've got net all around the cage, around it, so you can't get out. You have to go through the fucking cage. And in the cage, I've got food. And I'll just let it sit there for a month. I'll check it every day. And I'll just see, if he creates another. So my question is, if it creates another, pull it all? Dude, you know how much work I did fucking setting that shit up? You say pull it all out? He's not going to go into the cave. I want to force it into the cave. I want to force it into the trap. It's not going to go into the trap. All right. Well, I've already collapsed the holes and I've fucking shoved shit in there, right? It will? All right. Well, if the mama gets hungry and she comes out and I catch her and her a pregnant mama with a bunch of pups, and then I'll drive it up to my mountain. So what you think I should do then? Well, I've already destroyed their entrances and everything else except for one. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, Sensei. Well, ChatGPT said block the holes. Put the trap, block the holes, How should I set up a trap? That's what ChatGPT told me. Yeah, I kind of did that. Okay. All right. Well, I'll let it sit like this until the meet, until I'll let it sit I've got it for a month. So we'll let it sit like this for a week. See you, Sin. Thank you, Sydney, for coming in. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the follows, everyone. All right, come back. All right, I'll be here. Well, they're still working on the look, there's my son. Look, the girls are over there. Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 girls. 5, 6, 7. Oh, that's a coach or not. It could be a coach. It could be the girls' coach there. Looks like the girls' coach. So there's 6 girls, and all the rest are boys. And then there's another team sitting over there in their own little spot. At least my son is like in with the mix with their things. They're staying in their little tribe. They're in their little tribe. Not like foxes require patience. Yeah. So when I just let it leave, I'll just leave it the way it is. I'll let it get used to it, right? And create its holes or whatever it does, right? Come up with a solution, and maybe it'll find its way in the cave. Have you ever tried the force it into the trap method? Have you ever tried it, the undao do, forced it into what are you gonna do? If tomorrow I got a female fox with her, right? You're gonna have to call it, okay, today we're gonna do the undao do. What if, pissed off, right? Tomorrow I caught myself a fox doing the undao do. Okay, this is called the undao do method. The undao do. I'm teaching a new way, right? You're gonna say, okay, we're gonna do the undao do. Next time you do fox trapping, you need to fly your ass over here. Depends on the fox, yeah. Yeah. It's a wily fox. I can tell it's a wily fox. I've seen it. If like one time it saw me and it just kind of hunkered down, right? And it just stared at me. Like one time I saw like a bunch of crows like all squawking and stuff. Like why are these crows all freaking out? And they were looking at the fox, right? They were like, pissed off that the fox was there. And then and I finally I saw where it was, and it was like standing up looking at me. And the moment I kind of looked in its direction, it kind of went like this. It went down. It went like down, right? And then I just kept walking, and it fucking turned and ran like a little bitch. I put a big raw chicken breast in there. A big old raw chicken breast. That shit's gonna stink. That shit's gonna stink like high heaven. Give it a few days. That shit's gonna be hanky. Hopefully the what is the female fox called? What does that mean? Start the air outside. Huh? What does that mean? You should start the air outside the trap for a week. I was thinking about maybe building a fire on one of the entrances and taking my blower and fucking smoke them out. Oh, start bait outside the trap? All right. I'll tell you what, I'll bait like since I've got it kind of webbed in, I'll bait like at the entrance and see if I can get it to like, little bits of chicken there. I'll try your chicken patties. And I'll cover the trap more with a brush. Make it like a big old den. These kids. Some young kids in here too. They're tidying up. There's two more girls. Okay, I'm counting 10 girls now. Ugh, I think my son spotted me. I think my son spotted me up here. This is what we have a really good site for boxing when it starts here. We got a really good bird's eye view for the boxing here. What's the fox? What's this? Some fox gland lure? Where did I get that shit, dude? Yeah, I did it all wrong. Did it all wrong. I think that girl there walking in the back there, I think that's the champion. She went over, that girl right there, she went over and greeted my son. I think she could be the Fukui future Japan female boxing champion right there. We'll find out. When she gets in the ring, we'll have some action here. Nah, we don't have sport. We won't be able to find fucking fox gland lure, dude. We don't have hunting stores in Japan, dude. Fukui, you too. Fuck you, you too. I'm there. So, yeah, I live in fuck you. I live in fuck you, Japan. I wonder if I can get it sent to me. What do you think? I can get it sent to me? Now they're building a wall, like a. I guess so. When there's boxing, they're building like look. They're building a scaffolded wall, a wall there. Look. Can I not do something here? Hold on. Let me look at something here. Let me click. Start poll. No one green screen. Let's see here. Retouches. Oh look, I get beautiful. I get that retouch. Look at me. Look how sexy I get when I hit that retouch. Oh my god. Woo, those MAGA. Now I know. Look, that retouch. Just look how that retouch. Retouch off. Look, pasty skin. Retouch on. Ooh, smooths me out. Pissed off. Are you getting hot and bothered? Look, retouch off. Look, pasty, nasty, fucking skin. Retouch on. Oh, look, smooth. Oh yeah. Whew. Yeah, like it does. It gets rid of all my blemishes and shit on there. I know it turns you on. Turns you on. Retouch off. Oh, I know what MAGA wants. You want this. You look at those baggy eyes. Look, those bags go. Look, I look younger. I look like in my 40s. Trump Foundation. So how was Disneyland, man? Give us a report. How was it? How was your Disneyland experience? I'm sitting here waiting. I want to know which is the boxing champion. Is it this girl, white? All right. Oh, they're all coming to talk. Oh my God, they're all coming to talk to. They're all waving at me now. Go man. My son is sending me off. My son is sending me off. I gotta sit here. We gotta hide. He is so fucking pissed. All the girls go up to him and talk to him. And they're like, oh, is that your dad up there? They busted me. Yeah, good. Did you go on Space Mountain? Did you do the old Space Mountain Classic? Did you troll him? Did you go over and go, how's that working out for you, dipshit? How old's your daughter? I got my chest cold back. 9, nice. Oh, I bet she loved Space Mountain. That's a fucking scary ride for a 9-year-old. How was she after the end of the fucking Space Mountain is not a fucking joke, dude. Okay. Oh, you did? How was she at the end of it? Space Mountain is, dude. Space Mountain for a 9-year-old, dude. What you did to her, what I did to my kids when I took them camping up in the snow. They're like, I go, let's go camping. They're like, fuck no. I go, what do you mean? You're like, oh, we want to go camping with their friends. Like, oh, let's go. I'll take you camping. No. I go, well, what? We went camping. And they're like, my son's like, no, we did survival. I didn't. I didn't take him camp. I didn't get any of this. What do they call it? That jaloping camping. Well, it is jaloping camping, but it was jaloping. Whatever. What do you call it when you drive and you camp? What's that called? You can't. You taught me the word. Plopping camping or something. Something camping. Can't remember. Uh, Yeah, glamping. Glamping. Well, I do glamping with a twist. My glamping is with a twist. It's survival glamping. Survival glamping is when you go to an extreme situation with glamping. You set up your tent, but tent's in it's like in a snowstorm or something. You're trying to stay warm. Glamour camping, right? Now, mine is survival. What would that be? What would be my camping? We went up a mountain at winter time, set up the tent, try to survive. That's called primitive. My kids are like, they're. Oh, she's fixing something. Oh, she's got a knife. She's 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 cutting out the. That razor. It's called nuts. Dude, my kids were like laying on top of me. Like it was like me and then Tommy and Mikey both like laying on me inside the sleeping bag. It was so damn cold. I thought it was, God, it's a little cold. Maybe I shouldn't have done this. Camping in the winter time on a mountain in fucking Fukui. That probably was nuts. We survived though. No heat in that fucking tent. Just our body temperatures. Up on ski jam. But they had like the winter clothes, like the winter we wore our winter clothing and stuff on it. Yeah, so my sons were like, I think Mikey was like 5 and Tommy was like 8, right? 5 and 8 on the mountain with Dad doing some camping in the winter. No fire, no nothing inside the tent. Just body heat. Now, how are you cooking fire in the tent? Straight raw dog. Yeah. Anyway. Well, outside the tent. No, we didn't. I didn't do a fire. I kind of think, what did I do for heat? Did I have anything for heat? I can't remember if I had my little cooker. I may have had my little cooker for dinner. What did we eat? I can't remember, dude. I have videos of it. I have videos. I have videos on one of my channels. I videotape everything. You can go back, you can go back and see that. I'm pretty sure I have videos. It may even be on here. I think it is on here. If you do, I think it's on here, actually. I uploaded videos. You'll see the videos. Yeah, this was like I mean, this was freezing at night, dude. This is below zero, probably. Well, 19 degrees, I guess that's your Fahrenheit, right? So 32 is freezing. So it may not have been 19. It would have been higher than 19 on there. All right, let's go sneak. Let's go sneak a look. My son's always gonna look. I'm gonna have to move. Let's move down here and get like a more of an angle. Oh, there's no kids. Wow, look at the setup. Oh, the setup's sweet. Look, the setup is actually really cool. They're going for a run. Oh no, look, they're stretching. Look at the setup. The setup is really sweet. Look, they got entryways, boxing camp. They're stretching below us. They're all around the base. Look. Well, they're getting their shoes on. They're stretching. They're getting their boxing shoes on. Tom and Mikey's got to get some boxing shoes. Everyone has boxing shoes. Even that little kid has boxing shoes. Dude, I feel bad. Mikey doesn't have boxing shoes. My son's sitting with the girls. Just like his old man. He's sitting with the girls. Boxing. Just boxing. Mikey does boxing. On there. Well, these must be this must be the older students over there. They're bowing down to the teacher. Look, over here. They all bowed. These must be the seniors. This must his staff students. Right there. So they're going to be they're like I guess they're running the. Oh no, those are the students. They're another student group. That's the other student group. Shit's about to get real. Shit's about to get real. Shit's about to get real. Pissed off. They're about to do dancing. People are coming in here to do dancing or something. Ballet. Maybe I can get some ballet in here. Show you my ballet moves. You know, I did 8 years of ballet in college. You know why I did ballet, pissed off? Because I love those ballerinas, dude. But you know what? They're all fucking gay. I took ballet because I was figured that'd be a good way to hook up with dancers. Goddamn dancers. Look at this. Look, ballet. Oh, they're in here. I don't know what this is. Konnichiwa. No, just mitete looking. Oh, ballet. Oh, Tai Chi. Tai Chi. Tai Chi? Ah. I can come. They're inviting me to do some Tai Chi. Tai Chi ね。太極って中国のね。ああ、素晴らしい。練習。10人ぐらいで。何ですか今日は？これは20円は福井県。これは今は子供はボクシングキャンプ。そう見てね。ね見てるね。どうぞまた見てください。10時から。10時からね。10 o'clock. On it in 15 minutes, okay. Yeah, I need diet on there, maybe good. 僕はballet 8 years and college, high school, ballet, ballet. Ballet, but now, 20円 20 years ago, more than 20 years, yeah. Maybe, yeah, 25 years ago. 25 そうballetね。ね、大学で。ね。そう。So I saw bar ね。memory ね。memory ね。Well, old ladies love me. So maybe we'll come in here and do some 何先生ああ teacher ねevery week 毎日 every week once a month once いつone week one time one day one time every 10 o'clock every today what nani? Today is Wednesday. Every Wednesday? Quite Jose. So every Wednesday, 10 p.m. 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Judy Kara. Wednesday, 10. Every. Judy Kara. 2本当 I see. すごい。ね。一緒にやれば一緒。一緒。そう。ああ、そう。韓国人と喋ることなんてないじゃん。そう。すごい。ボクシング子供ボクシングそう見てるねボクシングキャンプねボクシングそうバレーbefore ねリタイアバレーリタイア long time ago 長いねはいはいすいませんはい Oh, he's got swords. He got swords. The guy's got swords and shit. Let me get out of here. They're trying to rope me into like Tai Chi. The guy had brought his swords in and shit. Let's see what's going on here. Nothing. Kids are all just fucking sitting there. I would hate to be, I don't know, like I think, they put ladders up there. I mean, this looks like the real deal. Look at that shit, dude. Look at that. That's the real fucking deal there. You know? Some chairs. I'll put the chair under there. Oh, I guess that's when you sit down between rounds. Ding, ding. Yeah, they got the chair in there. The red chair, the blue chair. I don't know what this thing does. This thing must pull out the basketball. If I wind this here, this must open up the whatever it is, the basketball hoops. See the basketball hoops over there? Looks like this guy's a reporter. Why is that guy walking around down there? He's got his purse on and shit. Should I go? My fat belly is calling for food. There's offices back here too. What is this? I wonder what this is up here. Doors are open. Oh, this is like a gym. Look at this here. Look. Slippers. Wow, look at this. Dude, I could work out here. Oh, you know what I could do? It's like a physical therapy gym, isn't it? This is like a physical therapy gym, isn't it? Maybe not. Look how they have all the weights closed in. You see that? How the weights are all closed in? Right? That's not really easy. It's like really light, but it's good. It's actually stretching. Stretching my muscles. Shh. I tell you what, stretch out my chest. Oh, okay. How does this come out, though? Okay, you do have access to the weights in here. So that was just 12. That was just 12 kilos. That felt good. Get my body in shape. Whew. Some presses. That's cool. Look, they've got the thing in here. Look how they're trying to safeguard you from not getting your fucking fingers in there, you know? It's hot in here though. And yeah, not in Kansas anymore. That's right, Roots. Yeah, in Japan they give you these nice little slippers to wear. A little room here. That's how much I fucking weigh, dude. All right, here we go. God damn, I've gone up a kilo, 118. I was down to fucking 111. We got, this is actual alcohol. Look at my ruby slippers. Everyone, well, they got music. Look at these little rooms too. Look at these little rooms. Little rooms. Little office. They have little vents here. God, I love Japan, dude. What does this say here? Probably someone's got it booked. No idea. On there. I'm at a boxing camp, Mikey's boxing camp. And my son is here. They got the rings set up. Look, they got the rings set up here. I'm at this big gymnasium place on it. I want to see. I want to see this national champion female, right? She's you know, she's good friends with my son. I feel bad. My son doesn't have boxing shoes on, dude. I actually feel really bad. Everyone has boxing shoes except for my son. He's just got regular shoes on. That's right, not in Kansas, buddy. There's like AC right here. I'm glad they got this AC unit. We got one AC unit on here. Oh. Here. Oh, it feels so good, the air conditioner. I wonder when the camp gets going. They had to have him here by 7:30, dude. And we actually were an hour late. He's gonna get some. My son's gonna get some glove time in. should tell my son. My son's got rage in him, dude. When he was a kid, he had rage. He needs to tap into that rage. Dude, he was unstoppable. When my son was like 3 years old and that rage would come in, his 5-year-old brother would be afraid of him. That boxing rage. Like, I'm just gonna fucking obliterate you. I had that rage. Man. Everyone with a beta dad would. Titan, I would fucking destroy you. Destroy you if we were the same age. Yeah. Went to nationals in wrestling, I would fucking murder you, you little bitch. Titan comes in here talking all shit when he's the beta himself. I'm proud beta now. I embrace my beta. Right? Well, we're the same age. How old are you? In high school, I would have fucking destroyed you. Destroyed you. What sports did he do in high school, bitch? What sports did he do in high school? Master my beta. Dude, I'm a proud lesbian trapped in a man's body. I've embraced my lesbian. I'm the luckiest fucking lesbian. He played tennis. I played tennis too. And I wrestled. Sporting what? Sporting his hand doing this. That's what he's doing. He's sporting his hand. He calls that sport. Fucking fucking Nazi. The baby Nazi. Sporting this. Sporting his orange courage. Masturbate. Oh, Titan, dude. What's wrong? Are you embracing your pedo-loving president? Is that what you're doing, Titan? Are you embracing the pedo, the sex trafficker? Yeah, you love being aligned with that, right? Oh, let's let Elaine Maxwell, let's let a fucking predator go. Titan. Yeah, I know. That's coping. Anyone who calls himself fucking Titan is cope. All right. Going to the gym. Yeah, do you even have oh boy. It's little man syndrome. Oh. All right, they're stretching. They're doing stretching. When they're going to start to get some ring action? That's what I'm waiting for. Oh boy. Let's see, nah. It's nice they turned on this air conditioner. Or maybe this air conditioner, well, no, they're all separate. You see how they have a separate unit? All air conditioners in Japan are separate so they can heat different areas. Look, the vending machine is interesting. See the vending machine here? Right? It has its own little meter. So the vending machine has its own meter, right? On it. It's kind of cool. Cool. So the vending machine, they put the vending machine here. I guess it's an independent group, and they pay for their own utility on it. Isn't that kind of cool? Slave holders? What are you talking about? Slave holders want to be slave holders. You're like the Nazi concentration camp. Let's go ahead and stick him. So which would you better? Which would you better want more? Right? Let people live their life and do the jobs they want, or stick them in a concentration camp. Right? Fucking Titan, dude. Does that work for you? You know, does that make you sleep better to realize that you have 11 million individuals in abject terror right now? Kids going to bed without their parents, fearful whether their parents going to be picked up. You're doing exactly what the Nazis did in 1933. You're a Nazi, Titan. Have you embraced your Nazi? Titan, have you embraced your Nazi? Are you a proud Nazi? Little baby Nazi, a 1933 Nazi. You're not a 1941 Nazi. You haven't started fucking murdering the undocumented yet, which are Jews. Yeah, women don't want to be with dipshits like you, dude. I got 2 kids. He's a virgin Nazi. Yeah, and you cry when your fruit goes up double the price. You cry when you have to pay, $20 more for lawn care. You cry like little bitches, right? You're losing your health care. I mean, you're cutting your rural hospitals. You're cutting your doctor's office. You support a sex trafficker and pedo. You think wearing fucking diapers makes you a real man. All right? Real men wear diapers. Remember that? The whole diaper craze? All right? Yeah. You got 3 that hate you. If you got kids, they fucking hate you. Right? You got a wife that you either beat or they hate you. You run a farm. Well, yeah, most likely you're going to go bankrupt. You run a farm. You don't own a farm. You run a farm, right? You run a farm for someone else because you don't have a life. Right, Titan? More farmers went bankrupt under Trump than any administration. That's a fact, right? Right? You know that. Well, a family farm is going great. How do you like that farm aid? You like your USAID subsidies? You read that shit GMO, high fructose corn syrup, GMO shit? What do you grow on your shit farm? You're probably going to lose. I bet you're going to lose your farm, right? Trump's going to get you to lose your fucking farm, right? You've cut all those USAID subsidies. They were subsidies for farmers, dude. This year alone, since he's administrated, over 300 farms have gone bankrupt. 300 have had to go foreclosure. You're probably going to be one of them. All right? I didn't run either. I've been here 21 years. Fucking jumped on a plane. No running involved. My country or my obligations. You're fucking joke, dude. God damn. Such a joke. Oh, and a full-time job. Horses, cows, hay, chicken, and a full-time job. Dude, I don't do anything. I do whatever the fuck I want. This is what's called freedom. Get up in the morning, do whatever I fucking want. Right? You are a slave to someone. You are a slave to, to the bank. Right? I'm not. I'm 100% free. That's what I live, free all day, dude. That's what I live, right? I video it and I prove it. I stream all day long. Come in here and see what I'm doing every fucking day. Today, I'm hanging out at my kids' regional boxing camp. I own land on a mountain. I own a little farmland called Hatake. I grow some vegetables and shit. I got a second house I bought for $3,000. Right. What's up there? I know it's 3 a.m. He's headed to the gym. What kind of... That's what I have. Yeah? This beta man you call, free all day long. Right? It's a Wednesday. My wife's at work. I'm here doing the fuck I want to do. Right? Look, all right. Oh, they're doing games here. Look, they're doing games like pull the person over, like you don't move and you try to yank the person over. Let's see how my son's got there's my son. Oh, he's got a young kid. They're rotating, all right? Now, oh, my son, my son has got that little kid with red shorts. That's my son. Oh, look, he's wrestling. He's playing with Titan. And now it's a shoulder. What you gotta do? There's Titan. Look, my son's playing with Titan. Now moving to the next guy. Like, they're like skipping. Now they're running in place. They're shadow boxing. He's gonna plant one. That sounds gonna plant one in this guy's face. God, he's got such reach, dude. I saw the kid doesn't. I see other kids that don't have sneakers. So I don't feel so bad now. Most kids, 90% of them, all have boxing shoes. Boom, 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 boom. This guy's working him around. That guy's good. That one kid. There's my son right here. Now they're doing footing. They're trying to step on each other's toes. Different actions. Now they're doing stepping on each other's toes. I'll see the girls. See if we can figure out which is the good girl. So much for leaving, pussy. Titan's still here. What happened to the gym? Dude, that's right, Titan. You nailed me, dude. God, you nailed me. Fucking nailed me. Oh, my life. Thank you, Titan. I appreciate it. All right, you're projecting, dude. You're projecting. You're talking about yourself. You know, we're not a therapy session in here, dude. You are a pedo, sex trafficking, lover. You love that pedo, sex trafficker, Trump. That's what you are. You're a baby Nazi, nothing more than that. Just a piece of shit. That's all you are. You know, you don't believe in the Constitution. You don't believe in due process. You don't believe in what an American really is, right? I'm here living in Japan as voice of America because your pedo took it away. Like venting on the way to a liquor store. Yeah. Says he's going to the gym. What time is it there? These guys here. Now they're in the boxing ring. Well, that's the other team. Oh, they don't have shoes on. Most of them don't have shoes. Cool. Uh-oh. Oh, they're wrapping their hands now. They're wrapping their hands. They're putting on the hand wrap. Well, he's actually boxing wrap. Goes on the thumb. The, they're all shadow boxing now. There may be the future Japan champion in here. Future Olympic. Yeah, that girl right there in the purple, that's a girl right there wearing the white shirt and the purple pants. The way she's moving. Look at how she's moving. That there may be the champion. Yeah, she's hitting hard, dude. That's her. That's her right there. The way she's moving, the way she's hitting. Oh my God, pissed off. You're so brutal. What he wants is my non-beta look. Look, this is I put on this look for you, right? This creamy, soft look. That's why you're in here, Titan. You're really a closet homosexual. Have you told your wife yet that you're a closet? Let's see. Let's go check out this Tai Chi. It's been going on for 30 minutes. Elbow. Stretch. Oh, he's a teacher. Oh, the teacher looks ancient. You know what we're near? You know what we're near? All you can eat Korean barbecue place. I wonder when this damn thing's over. Oh, they're getting gloves on now. They're getting gloves on. They'll have blue, red gloves. It's got yellow, gray, and yellow. Gray and black. My son's got white gloves. Well, that guy's got white gloves. Over there. They got the gloves on. Yeah, I think she's I think the girl there with the pink shorts over there. I think she's the one to watch. She was really moving well. Let me hide. Make sure. Hide. Make sure my son doesn't look up here and see me. I'm hiding from my son. The future Japan Olympic gold medalist is right here, probably, maybe, who knows? There is one of these girls in here is the state champion. So I'm trying to figure out who that is. I think it's the one with the pink shorts and the white top. At my son's gym, there's a stairwell with all her awards. Like you walk down the stairs, and I'll show you next time we go to the gym. I'll show you all her awards. So maybe we get a glimpse of her boxing. She may be a future Japanese gold medalist, female boxer right here. I can't think of her name, but she's really famous in Fukui. All right. Boxing camp. Now they're taping the. want to see the girls boxing pissed off. Figure out which is the. Let me put my my beauty. Let me put my makeup on. Get my makeup on. Look at that. Huh? What happened? There you go. Retouch is on. I'm retouched. I'm retouched up. Got my orange on. All right. I have 3 kids with white gloves on. Oh, we got the wrong way. I thought it was on this way here. We got the weigh-in. Wants the boxer. They hold up a glove when they need a partner. This is boxing camp. Oh. Mikey's boxing a chick. I gotta hide. I gotta get behind her. He's landing some punches on her. She walked right into that. He's letting some. She's like walking into his punches. He's got those. He's got those long ass arms. He's at those 36 inches. Yeah, I can see your message, Nick. What's going on? Nick, what's going on? Yeah, I made you super mod, Nick. You're good. I guess I'm gonna go. Let's go drive around. We'll come back later. Let's go drive around, find some food. We're here at, they don't build $200 million fucking balls for the White House, right? With taxpayer money. And then Trump lies and says he's paying for himself because it's backfiring in his face. So in Japan, we have put my. That's cool. Amazing thing is didn't have to charge. This is a rain thing from the gutter. Yes. Someone picked it up and dropped it on that thing. Drive around. This is Sabai. Sabai is famous for, and this is a big, like opera, like a big place. Usually they have events there. This big old gym here. That's what they do in Japan. They fucking build shit like this for people, right? What's up, Jazz? What's going on? Let's go. Need to charge the phone anyway. Let's get this thing set up here. Drive around a little bit. No, we didn't have one. I'm just doing this is a Fukui boxing camp. There's no horde today. I set the traps up, but Pissed Off let me know. Pissed Off finally came in, JS, and everything I did was wrong. So, we're gonna drive around Sabai here. Let's drive around here. Look at this big old center. This is what they build. They build these massive gymnasiums, massive community centers. Yeah, he went to, look, they got soccer fields here. Look, they're doing soccer over here. The soccer camp or soccer field going on here. All right. I would hate to be playing in this weather, though. Driving around here. This is just amazing what they build for the community, you know? They build for schools. They build for, making community better. I mean, why can't America be like this? Spend money for education. Spend money for communities. Spend money for, you know, for improving society instead of just stealing money, cutting, you know, profits and everything else. These guys picking weeds. They must be embarrassed. This is driving around. This is Sabai. Sabai is really famous for eyeglasses. You know? Yeah. Selfish. Exactly. Japan is a selfless community where they invest in making, they want their society to be good. They want their kids to have a good education. They want everyone to have health care and dental. I mean, why is that socialism? Why is not, you know, makes people so fucking rich, and yet they bitch about, you know, paying back to the society that make them rich? It's the only, you know, country on the planet that thinks that way, right? I don't know which way I want to go. Let's go right, I guess. I'm not sure where this place is. It's just sad. In many respects, it's fucking sad.
Power on.
You know, isn't it sad? Sad state of a bit. Yeah, I figured you were out of battery. I'm gonna get you charged in here. Let's plug this in here. Let's turn you off. All right, it's off. What's a fucking geo-libertarian? Like Nick Fuentes, like, I hate poor people. What kind of shit is that?
Let's be more like the genocide supporter. Oh my God. God, he's such a fucking boomer. Holy shit. This gets worse, by the way. I hope you're sitting down. They're like, we gotta stop being crazy and just appeal to like rational people. Don't go all the way over there. Stick where most people are. And then there's people that, well, we gotta go further left. Then there's people, we gotta take over Tesla dealerships. We gotta light cars on fire. The left is like justifying spraying Nazi swastikas on cars. Like, this is crazy. Because the owner of said cars was doing Nazi salutes at the inauguration. That's why they were doing it. Not because they support Nazis. Okay, oh my God. They've gone so far over this. So there's one side that's just like radicalized in the worst way possible. That's a huge detriment to the Democratic Party because it makes everyone look like a psycho. If you have a psycho in your group, so if you have like a white nationalist, you know, Christian fundamentalist burning down black churches in your, and he says, I'm a part of the right, and as a right-wing conservative American, like, whoa, that guy poisoned the right. These people are poisoning the left. Totally. All the people that don't want trans kids competing with their kids in school, and they don't want gender ideology being taught in class, all those people are just rational, normal liberals that have voted Democrat their whole life. They're like, what the fuck? What are you doing? Why are you letting guys into the women's room? This is crazy. A guy with a beard and a dress is in the women's room. This is bananas. Like, what are you doing?
But what? They're so not, though. The thing is, they're not. There's no guys with beards in fucking women's room. There's no trans kids competing with other kids. I mean, this shit just isn't happening. It's a fucking figmentation of their insecure brain. It's insane. I guess we'll go to McDonald's. Get a McDonald's. What time is it? Maybe breakfast is still up. Maybe breakfast till 11 a.m. It's insane what they think is going on.
Left and how they're destroying everything. The so-called far left, you know what they're doing right now, Joe Rogan? They're the only people in the country protesting a fucking genocide. Protesting the starving of babies right in front of our eyes. That's what the so-called far left is doing. You know what else the so-called far left is doing? Trying to make sure that the president you fucking support stops rounding up innocent innocent people and sending them to a concentration camp in El Salvador. That's what the so-called far left is doing. They're the only people protecting the best parts of this country. You know what the far left is doing? Trying to stop the damage that your boy, Elon Musk, did when he cut pediatric cancer research and cut Meals on Wheels. They're fighting to try to keep that grant money flowing and keep research going for cancer for kids, to treat cancer for kids. That's what the so-called far left is doing. He makes it seem like the far left is out there doing these massive protests like, we need more women with beards in bathrooms or something. Like, what? You're in your own head, bro.
Exactly.
You've taken like the comic book caricature of what a lefty is, and you run with it. You're running with like what Jesse Waters' idea of a far leftist is. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm in these left-wing spaces. People are like, hey, let's stop wars. Let's stop the genocide. Let's give everybody health care. It's kind of crazy that we live in the richest country in the world, but we don't have universal health care, and seemingly every other country was able to fucking figure that shit out. Oh my game of compassion. Like, this is fucking insane. That they have to figure that puzzle out. Because right now they lost to Trump, and they're in this scattered thing where they're trying to shit on everything he does, hide all the good stuff. Hide all the good stuff. What good stuff, Joe? What fucking good stuff? Is the good stuff the fact that inflation is now skyrocketing? Is the good stuff the fact that the economy is now slowing down and we're entering a recession? Is that the good stuff? Is the dumb trade war with all of our allies? Is that the good stuff? Is the rounding up innocent people and sending them to a concentration camp? Is that the good stuff? Is the good stuff illegally bombing Iran? How about illegally bombing Yemen? How about illegally bombing Somalia? Is that the good stuff? What's the fucking good stuff? Illegally invading California using the Marines? Is that the good stuff? What good stuff? There's no fucking good stuff. Stop fucking gaslighting us. There is no good stuff. Oh my god. I'm still not done. See, he can't help himself. Here he goes. Again, shitting on the left. The weirdest thing to me. 平成2年から平成11年生まれで、俺絶対ブラックリストに入ってるって心当たりのある人は必ずこの動画 that we're in this complete shifting of the polls where the Republicans now are in favor of free speech. The Republicans want to end the wars. They want to stop contributing to foreign countries.
You got
they want comedy
you got
to be
red
comedy
hats
again.
here.
Somebody's got to take his mic away from him. I'm sorry. That's the point we're at. Somebody's got to take this dumbass
there's a protest here. We'll hit it on the way back.
No idea what he's talking. Oh, the Republicans
Stop
are
something.
the ones that are anti-war now. All the Republicans were cheerleading the bombing of Iran. The illegal and offensive bombing of Iran, a country that didn't attack us, and they weren't even building a nuke, despite the lies that the regime tells. All the Republicans fell. Did you see the poll? Did you see the fucking poll where they asked the MAGA base after Trump did the bombing, hey, do you support this? It was 94%. 94. And Democrats, it was like, I forget what the Democratic number was, but it was super low. It was like 10% or something like that of Democrats, 8%, whatever it was, supported that. So how the fuck, on what planet is it, oh, the Republicans are anti-war? Trump already, he's been in office 6 months. He's illegally bombed Yemen. He's illegally bombed Somalia. He's illegally bombed Iran. On top of his first term, increasing drone strikes over 400%, occupying Syria and stealing their oil, trying to coup Venezuela. There's no part of this man that's anti-war, and there's no part of the Republican base that's anti-war. They're all pro-war, and you're a fucking idiot for pretending like they're anti-war. And then you say, Republicans are for free speech. Are you?
There's Coco's here. Remember that curry shop I went to?
He supports sued a pollster over a poll he didn't like. You're going to have the nerve to say he's free speech? When he sued CBS because of how they edited a Kamala Harris interview. He sued Simon & Schuster, the book company, because there was a Bob Woodward book that quoted him and he didn't like the quote, so he sued them. This is the guy rounding up pro-Palestine protesters, arresting them. Mahmoud Khalil, Rumeysa Ozturk. You're going to say this motherfucker's free speech? He sued CNN for $475 million because CNN said when he denied the election that was the big lie. He said, you can't use the term the big lie. I'm suing you for $475 million.
I own the big lie. I own it. It's my big lie. Oh shit, I don't have fucking charges. Alright, so what do we do? Should we do Coco's again? Oh, 10:45, they're about to open. They're open. Alright, should we do this? Do this here? Or that? What time they open? I don't know what time they open. I got a Rubik's Cube. This looks good. This looks kind of good, doesn't it? Like a biscuit. It looks like a biscuit with egg and cheese and things on it. I wonder if they're open. Konnichiwa. Oishishou. Okay. Hoshi. Dochi. Which one? Tamago, bacon. これ。そうそう。
ベーコン、マヨネーズ。
and ham. Okay. これ。
これを一つ。
一つ。
はい。
おいしそうアイスクリーム。何これ？何これ？
かき氷。
わあ、かき氷。Oh, かき氷。Look at these things here. Wow. Oh, look at the cookie. Oh, a cookie too. Oh, a cookie also. And then,
サラダ焼き一つとクッキーがお一つで
ooh,
400円。
look at this here.
クレープです。
Crepe.
はい。土曜日と日曜日に販売をしてます。
今日ない。Okay. No crepe today.
ありがとうございます。
はい。
ではこちらお二つで400円です。はい。では1000円お預かりして600円お返しします。
はい、ありがとう。
ありがとうございます。
All right, let's sit in
あり
the,
がとうございます。
let's try this thing. Let's go sit in the car. I don't think it's gonna fill me up though. I think this is like an appetizer. JS. It looks big because they always do that. They always do that, like, you know, blow in. Like it completely. I'm at 13%, so we got to get this thing charging. We got to sit in the car for a while. I didn't bring any chargers with me. All right, here we go. Look, it's really kind of small. I'm packaging. Look at that thing. It's like a pancake. Look, it's like a pancake. Man, it's good.
Seriously gonna pretend this guy is pro-free speech? We've never seen a more anti-free speech president in American history, nor a political party that's more anti-free speech. They fucking despise free speech. They despise free speech. And you have the nerve to fucking sane wash the Republicans and MAGA and Trump. And that's what Joe Rogan is doing. He sane washes them. And if you're pro-free speech, if you're anti-war, you gotta vote Republican. Oh, wait, what's that? They had the exact opposite position of the one I pretended they had. Wow!
マジで言うけど、今のまま壁やってたら終わるよ。やばい3名から。もうすぐ暴落するのに、情弱どもは日経バブルだって浮かれてる。バカかよ。俺は毎日、市場の裏側まで全部データで叩いてチェックしてる。
Goddamn thing, full up.
過去にも何度も当ててきたし、今回も警告出してる。しかも、逆に、これから500級に跳ねる爆上げ銘柄も無料で全部 LINE で配信。
Oh, my bad. But he's such a fucking vile, disgusting propagandist. Like, if you're gonna talk about these things, you have a responsibility to know what the fuck you're talking about. And at least, you know, I've had a lot of criticisms of Andrew Schultz. At least Andrew Schultz has the fucking common sense to realize, oh shit, we veered this car into a ditch when we interviewed Trump We didn't hold him accountable, and now he does all this fucked up shit. So now, at least Andrew Schultz, he's not admitting he did anything wrong by supporting Trump, but at least what he's doing now is he's going, find me a bunch of liberals to come on because I gotta clean up my image here because I look like a MAGA fucking hack after what I did with Trump. Now, instead, here you get Joe Rogan. He's still fucking riding this bitch into the rocks, dog. Riding this bitch into the rocks. Still shitting on the left as MAGA burns down and destroys this fucking country. He keeps shitting on the left. The only people with the sense to steer the ship back in the right direction. That's who gets his ire. And compare the way he talks about the left compared to when he has a criticism of Trump. Never mentions Trump name, fucking soft pedals the shit out of it. But when it's the left, oh, these people are crazy, bro. They're so crazy, bro.
Democrats have developed this sort of like cult-like idea of what everyone should accept and what's normal and what's not normal and what needs to be elevated in our population.
All I see the Democrats doing right now is trying to release the Epstein files. You know, the thing that you pretended to believe in until it turns out the president you supported is in the fucking Epstein files, so he's trying to hide it because he doesn't want his name to get out there, and now you're not saying shit about it. That's what the Democrats, Ro Khanna has been out there trying to get the Epstein files released. And instead of giving credit where credit is due, you come up with some bullshit. Oh, the Democrats want to like control you in this weird way. What the fuck does that even mean, Joe? What does that even mean? You don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
And what needs to be ignored. And it's just like, God damn, you're ruining it for everybody that thinks in a left way. Like everybody who's reasonable.
I'm so tired of it. Adam Johnson calls this the inexplicable best friend. The inexplicable Republican best friend. So Joe Rogan is now a Republican. He just is. Joe Rogan brought Trump on, gave him a hot stone massage, endorsed him, went to the inauguration, clearly leans right now, and he does this thing where it's like, bro, the left needs to like, here's what the left needs to do. You're ruining it for other people who think in a left way. Why would I take your advice on fucking anything when you are not on the team? You're not with us. You're not on the team. You're a right winger. It is what it is, right? It's like if I was giving people, you know, all these right wingers, you know what you guys should do, bro? You guys should support raising the minimum wage and stuff. And, you know, I'm just giving you advice on how you can fix it. Because, you know, us right wing people, that's what we really want is to raise the minimum wage. People be like, you're not right wing, Kyle. Like, what? Why are you pretending like, oh, I'd be with you if you do this? It's just, it's so fucking disingenuous. The inexplicable Republican best friend. Your advice is not in good faith. It's not.
Like a reasonable left-thinking person, which is most artists, by the way.
Yeah, of course.
And then you get to this point where you're like, no, I can't go along with you on all these things.
Yeah.
You guys you're just a bunch of fucking assholes.
Leftists are a bunch of fucking assholes, says the guy who endorsed Trump. And then when Trump decided to run the biggest scam in American history on his own supporters, he launched a crypto meme coin, a total scam, robbed his own supporters 2 days before his inauguration. Did Joe Rogan come out and criticize it? Did Joe Rogan say that's fucked up? Did Joe Rogan say this is criminal? Did Joe Rogan tell you the truth about that? No, he didn't. Instead, he went out on his show and talked, oh, Nancy Pelosi's insider trading, bro. This is so corrupt, bro. But the bigger corruption, he's got nothing to say. Because, you know, the left are assholes. It's the left that's the problem. Not that I endorsed a fucking con artist, scammer, corrupt, war criminal, hog. That's not the problem. The problem is the left. They're a bunch of assholes. Fuck you, Joe Rogan. Fuck you. Even Andrew Schultz has more humility and self-awareness than you do.
Double thick beef samurai mac.
Every single fucking day. Where this fucking piece of shit, as income and wealth inequality is skyrocketing, and he just kicked 17 million people off of their healthcare. He just announced a $200 million ballroom that he's going to make 90,000 square foot, $200 million ballroom that he's going to put at the White House, like it's fucking Versailles, like the palace at Versailles, and it's his let him eat cake moment, right?
Okay.
I have nothing to say about that, because you know the left are assholes. The left are assholes. Could you imagine a left winger did 1/10 the shit that Trump has done in this second term? What the reaction from Joe Rogan would be? Imagine it was a Democrat who ran a crypto scam on their own supporters and stole hundreds of millions of dollars from them. Imagine that was a Democrat. Imagine it was a Democrat who kicked 17 million people off Medicaid, 3 million people off food stamps, and then, you know, within
close
the same
800 hospitals.
90,000 square foot, $200 million ballroom that they're going to build. Imagine that was a Democrat. Imagine it was a Democrat rounding up innocent people and sending them to a fucking gulag concentration camp. We get more than a little tepid, mild criticism from Rogan, wouldn't we? We get words like evil, horrific, disgusting. We would get not passive language. I'm not sure I agree with this. Imagine it was a Democrat that did the illegal and offensive bombing against Iran, a country that didn't attack us. Imagine that was a Democrat. And oh yeah, by the way, it didn't even destroy their nuclear capabilities. I mean, I can keep going here, but you guys get the point. He's just fucking too far gone. You're a fucking boomer Facebook grandpa at this point, and it's very clear to see. And again, I'll repeat myself here. I've been very critical of Andrew Schultz, and I will continue to be. But at least Andrew Schultz has the common sense and the awareness to realize, yeah, I sort of fucked up by being too soft on Trump. And so now I got to kind of make up for that, maybe have some liberals on, maybe be a little more critical of Trump. Rogan, right back to his same standard bullshit rant. I forgot the question, but the answer is, fuck the left wing. Well, from the left wing to you, Rogan, you can go fuck yourself too. All right, guys, that's the show. I love you all very much. Let me see if I can find these pictures for you. This was hanging in the foyer of Jeffrey Epstein's house. Look at this shit. What in the fucking shit is this? This is hanging. This is in the foyer, man. What the fuck is this, man? I mean, I've been in a lot of houses, right, in my day, because I used to, you know, direct sales. So I go into a lot of houses, meet a lot of people in their personal space a lot of times, right? So, and can you imagine me being in someone's personal space? I mean, like, goddamn, this guy's fucking weird, you know? But I mean, shit, man. Let me see if I can find these pictures for you. This was hanging in the foyer of Jeffrey Epstein's house.
With $450 million FEMA dollars being reallocated to open Alligator Alcatraz and $600 million taxpayer FEMA dollars being used to now open more concentration camps and ICE burning through $8.4 million a day to illegally detain people, how much does it cost for fascism? How much does
I love this. Listen to this. Listen to this woman.
With $450 million FEMA dollars being reallocated to open Alligator Alcatraz and $600 million taxpayer FEMA dollars being used to now open more concentration camps and ICE burning through $8.4 million a day to illegally detain people, how much does it cost for fascism? How much do the taxpayers have to pay for a fascist country? With $450 million FEMA dollars being reallocated to open Alligator Alcatraz and $600 million taxpayer FEMA dollars being used to now open more concentration camps and ICE burning through $8.4 million a day to illegally detain people, how much does it cost for fascism? How much do the taxpayers have to pay for a fascist country? With $450 million.
This is a Republican town hall in Nebraska. Nebraska.
FEMA dollars being reallocated to open Alligator Alcatraz and $600 million taxpayer FEMA dollars being used to now open more concentration camps and ICE burning through $8.4 million a day to illegally detain people. How much does it cost for fascism? How much do the taxpayers have to pay for a fascist country?
I got the trap set up. I went there this morning and I forgot to cover an entrance.
I'd like to know how you expect to pay back all of this debt that is going to be layered onto our grandchildren because we're not willing to make our rich part of our society pay their fair share.
So what's interesting about that, and I think it's a fair question, two things are happening here. People in here are upset with me that I voted to cut $2 trillion in spending from the budget.
I'd like to know how you expect.
And if people in that report are still fighting to keep their names private, Sean, they have no legal basis to do so unless they're a child, a victim, or a cooperating defendant by some chance against some potential case against Ghislaine Maxwell. And I think Mark Garagos, as a great criminal defense attorney, will back that up as well. And if people in that report are still fighting to keep their names private, Sean, they have...
The sergeant at arms and any officers appointed by her are directed to send for all absentees whose attendance is not excused for the purposes of securing and maintaining their attendance under warrant of arrest if necessary until further order of the House.
There is no felony in the Texas Penal Code for what he says. So respectfully, he's making up some shit. Okay? He's trying to get sound bites. And he has no legal mechanism. And if he did, subpoenas from Texas don't work in New York. So he gonna come get us how? Subpoenas in Texas don't work in Chicago. He's gonna come get us how?
The sergeant at arms appointed by her are directed to send for all absentees whose attendance is not excused for the purposes of securing and maintaining their attendance under warrant of arrest if necessary until further order of the House.
There is no felony in the Texas Penal Code for what he says. So respectfully, he's making up some shit. Okay? He's trying to get sound bites. And he has no legal mechanism. And if he did, subpoenas from Texas don't work in New York. So he gonna come get us how? Subpoenas in Texas don't work in Chicago. He's gonna come get us how?
The sergeant at arms and any officers appointed by her are directed to send for all absentees whose attendance is not excused for the purposes of securing and maintaining their attendance under warrant of arrest if necessary until further order of the House.
There is no felony in the Texas Penal Code for what he says. So respectfully, he's making up some shit. Okay? He's trying to get sound bites. And he has no legal mechanism. And if he did, subpoenas from Texas don't work in New York. So he gonna come get us how? Subpoenas in Texas don't work in Chicago. He's gonna come get us how?
The sergeant at arms and any officers appointed by her are directed to send for all absentees whose attendance is not excused for the purposes of securing and maintaining their attendance under warrant of arrest if necessary until further order of the House.
There is no felony in the Texas Penal Code for what he says. So respectfully, he's making up some shit. Okay? He's trying to get sound bites. And he has no legal mechanism. And if he did, subpoenas from Texas don't work in New York. So he gonna come get us how? Subpoenas in Texas don't work in Chicago. He's gonna come get us how?
The sergeant at arms and any officers appointed by her are directed to send for all absentees whose attendance is not excused for the purposes of securing and maintaining their attendance under warrant of arrest if necessary until further order of the House.
There is no felony in the Texas Penal Code for what he says. So respectfully, he's making up some shit. Okay? He's trying to get sound bites. And he has no legal mechanism. And if he did, subpoenas from Texas don't work in New York. So he gonna come get us how? Subpoenas in Texas don't work in Chicago. He's gonna come get us how?
The sergeant at arms and any officers appointed by her are directed to send for all absentees whose attendance is not excused for the purposes of securing.
What we're seeing here is an attack on our democracy.
It's a red alert. The big Republican power grab in Texas. This is not a Texas map. It is a Trump map. Texas Republicans, following the demands of President Trump, unveiled a new congressional map that could hand the GOP 5 additional House seats.
They are trying to gut the Voting Rights Act.
Tonight, Texas Democrats left the state to delay passage of the bill
And now Republican leaders are threatening to expel and arrest them if they do not come back.
If Donald Trump is allowed to violate the Voting Rights Act and strip.
JS, I had to change my IP. Are you there? I had to change the IP. Weird. I was somehow, I mean, like a system block, I guess. How long has it been looping for? Yeah, something like that. I didn't know it was looping until I saw you wrote still looping. And then I closed my stream. I went to open it up again and I got this error saying you can't open this, you can't open the stream. So then I refreshed my VPN to a new VPN, closed the app, opened it up, I was able to reopen the stream. So something was actively blocking the stream. Derp. So look at this place here they built. This is Japanese taxpayer money. Look, this here. Look at that thing. Big concert hall. Shaped like a bud. All right. And then behind it is where we're going, is where the Fukui boxing camp is, where my son is. Right here in this gym right here behind it. I want to see there's look, the guys are hanging out here. I lost my there's a parking space here. I wonder if they're going for lunch or something. Guess their teacher's taking them to lunch. It's 11. Let's see if my son wants lunch. I'm gonna leave the phone in here. It says it's not charging and I'm losing juice, so I'm just gonna leave the car running with the phone. Let's put on something on here. Let's get a what's an hour long? This is the mooch. I like Pivot.
And then, of course, a lot of Democratic governors, including Gavin Newsom, are threatening to do the same in their states. Thoughts on this strategy?
Yeah, terrible strategy. They should get together and declare a detente, statewide detente. People like you and me, it's very important for us to explain to the American people what they're doing. Okay, gerrymandering, everybody, is when the politician picks the voter. In a liberal democracy, the voter is supposed to pick the politician, and so these guys have totally corrupted the system. The Republicans did this better than the Democrats early on. There was something called Operation Red Map, Kara. You probably remember that. They went into the state and local legislators. The Koch family was big donors to this, and they influenced the local elections to get the local elections to redistrict the congressional districts. Trump is looking at the map and he's thinking to himself, I'm going to lose the House. I'm not a popular president. He's below 40%. I'm going to lose the House. He calls up Governor Abbott and says, I need 5 Republican congressional seats. And this will cause an escalation of complete nonsense. You and I both know that the American leaders were once public servants. We're now in the age of public self-servants. They're serving themselves. and they're doing terrible things to the American people. And this is an example of that.
So what happens here? What is the game? If they do this and they get these Democratic legislators back, they can't take them out of office, or maybe they can in Texas. They probably can.
No, but they'll get them back to force the vote and cause the redistricting, which is legal and is allowable, to cause the redistricting of the districts, which will allow more Republicans on a percentage basis into those districts, and then the Democrats will probably lose those House seats. And so Newsom is saying, okay, I can do that. There's some Republican districts here in California. Let me get the chainsaw out and let me redistrict. And so, I mean, this is something people should know. That is what's been going on for about 150 years. Very, very bad. We would need a constitutional amendment, frankly, to end gerrymandering. Maybe AI could pick the districts, make the districts flat, make the districts even. It would cut the extremists in the society, but it would also end the redundancy of incumbency.
Right.
Okay, so that's what's going on.
If Abbott does this, should Newsom do the same thing? Just
well, he
even
will
out?
do it. No.
Yeah,
So if
or
Abbott
Illinois
does
or
it,
New York.
he will definitely do it, and then you'll have an escalation, and you'll have an
Legal
escalating war.
lawsuits
You're
everywhere.
asking me if he should. In a normative world, they should de-escalate. They should cut the nonsense. They're not serving the American people. But, there's something that someday we're all going to have to write about. Maybe you and I won't be here. I don't know. But 50 years from now, someone will write, what the hell? How did this orange spray-tanned maniac get a hold of one of these parties like this, where everybody is crippled with moral weakness, moral depravity, and just literally allowing him to do whatever the hell he wants? And he laughs at these. By the way, I know the guy. So when they're kissing his ass, Kara, he's laughing at them.
Right.
He's picking up the phone. He's calling his friend Kara Swisher and saying, can you believe Governor Abbott is actually willing to do this for me?
Yeah.
You know he's doing that, right?
So speaking of which, he said he planned to appoint a new commissioner for the Bureau of Labor Statistics over the next 3 or 4 days. He fired the head of the agency last week following a jobs report that showed weak hiring in July, a major downward revisions to jobs created in May and June. These revisions happen all the time, by the way. Trump called the jobs numbers phony and rigged, his favorite 2 words. And offered no evidence except my opinion. His economic advisor, Kevin Hassett, who's quite a minion, defended the move in an interview with Kristen Welker on Meet the Press. Let's listen.
Is the president prepared to fire anyone who reports data that he disagrees with?
No, absolutely not. The president wants his own people there so that when we see the numbers, they're more transparent and more reliable. And if there are big changes and big revisions, we expect more big revisions for the jobs data in September, for example, then we want to know why. We want people to explain it to us.
Yeah, they need to be explained to. We've seen this firing routine from Trump many times, as you well know. But is he taking it to a whole new level here? Your thoughts on this? Because you and your Wall Street pals must be freaked out by this one.
Well, I mean, listen,
Or maybe not.
I don't think anybody on Wall Street's freaked out anymore. I mean, that was a freak out moment in 2018. In this moment now, you're going to expect anything from Donald Trump. You may remember this, it's sort of obscure now, but Jack Welch, the very high-profile CEO of GE, questioned the job reports numbers under the Obama administration once. And so this is a political tactic. I find those Jerome Powell. What I don't understand is why didn't he take the data up and say this is purely veracious data, it's absolutely accurate, and this more emphasizes that the Federal Reserve Chair and the board there is on the wrong side of where rates are. And so
why didn't he?
シリコンバレーのカリスマの驚くキングオブテクノロジー AI ですら霞んでしまう世界を変えるこのテクノロジーを
it's an interesting question because I think his knee-jerk reaction was, oh shit, the economy's doing way worse than it did under Joe Biden. And of course, I can't let my minions, because these people will believe anything I say, can shoot people on Fifth Avenue, deny I'm on the Epstein list, I can do all these different things. And so let me keep the narrative going that there's another conspiracy afoot and that they're lying about the statistics because it's an Obama/Biden legacy appointee and their group in there doing the statistics.
But he would have been better served actually to say, hey, this is accurate. Where is Jerome Powell? Why is he not cutting rates? Because Trump clearly wants a rate cut for various different reasons. So so that's the irony there. I'm surprised he didn't go in that
point
direction.
here that would satisfy. Will Wall Street freak out about this or not at all?
I don't think so. I think Wall Street has said to themselves, and this is the weird thing about Wall Street. Wall Street says that this guy's gone in 3.5 years. But I submit back to Wall Street, do you know anybody that builds a $200 million ballroom onto their house and then moves out in 3.5 years? I'm just pointing that out to people. The guy's making expansive renovations to the White House. Doesn't smell like a guy that wants to leave anytime soon. So I think we're going to be up for a potential fight there. But I think Wall Street looks at this and says, okay, this guy's leaving in 3.5 years. There'll be a cleanup on aisle 7. He's breaking all the pickle jars at the local supermarket. There'll be a cleanup. There'll either be a Democrat that comes in or a non-personality cult member, because I do believe this is a personality cult and it will die off with Trump. Someone else will come in and be a little bit more normal, won't be able to get away with the nonsense that Trump is getting away with. And so Wall Street's like, okay, we can live with this for 3.5 years. Tariffs are ridiculous. Guys like Jamie Dimon are saying so the economy, and they are slowing down capital allocation decisions in the economy, and it's frankly starting to show up in the data. So, this is the MAGA narrative is ho, 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 still got a strong economy despite our tariffs, but the real narrative should be, no, the tariffs haven't fully kicked in yet.
Right, so speaking of that, he's continuing his mission to upend global trade. He launched a new round of tariffs targeting over 60 U.S. trading partners and take effect August 7th. They keep moving these dates. These tariffs range from about 10% to 40%. Canada is at 35%. India is at 25%, which Trump says he's going to increase because India is buying oil from Russia. And somewhat inexplicably, Switzerland is at 39%. He's already signaling more tariffs to come, including pharmaceuticals, semiconductors, and critical minerals. The markets initially fell on the tariff news, as well as the jobs report. They seem to have rebounded as Monday morning. As you say, they're just sort of a wait and see kind of thing, or are they? Is Wall Street actually concerned, even if they're crashing behind the scenes?
I think Wall Street thinks that all of this stuff ends up at about 10%, possibly 15%. Terrible, but tolerable. I think that's how Wall Street looks at it. I don't think that 39% number that you're referencing in Switzerland is going to stick. I think that's a remnant number from April 2nd. You remember when he came down?
That crazy.
It was like Orange Moses coming down from Mount Evil with the tablet. It's like walking in. No one knows what he's talking about. I think that's one of those things that's like left over, the 39%, and I think that's going to get reversed. I know the Swiss government is frantic about getting that reversed. They're working on it right now, and I think that will. I think these things settle out 10 to 15. The person that's handled Trump better than anybody, in my opinion, is Mark Carney. Mark Carney has held the ground there. There's no way that the American economy can have a 35% reciprocal tariff with Canada. It's just not sustainable. You'll knock everybody out of business. You have lobstermen that are buying, they're catching lobster in U.S. waters, but they're sending it across the border to have it processed in Canadian processing plants and then sent back. So you'll knock the price up 70% in terms of the way the tariffs work. You'll put everybody out of business. You hurt the restaurant industry,
which most businesses have been absorbing until now, right?
Look at the GM print. GM lost $1 billion by absorbing the cost. But you know who isn't absorbing it? Is Las Vegas. Las Vegas is not absorbing it because they've lost the Canadian tourists. They've lost the UK tourists. They've lost the guys coming in from Australia that used to gamble and go crazy in Las Vegas. You have no tax on tips, but you have a 50% reduction in revenue for the people that are receiving the tips. So Trump's nonsense, his rhetoric has really hurt tourism. I mean, there's an estimate of about $80 to $90 billion of tourist revenues that have been lost in the U.S. And so rhetoric matters when you're the president. These tariffs, though, Wall Street again saying 10 to 15%, somebody smart will come in and revise these things. Now,
who's smart? Who in that administration? I know you probably are not a Lutnick fan, would be my guess.
Well, I mean, Howard Butnick. Nutlick. You allowed to say Nutlick on the daily
You're
podcast?
allowed, whatever.
All right, coward Nutlick. Is that what we're talking about? Is that who we're talking about?
That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, the guy's unbelievable. I mean, and I know Howard a long time.
Yeah, I bet.
But Howard, if you said to me there's a picture in the dictionary of Potomac fever, okay, it would be Howard Lutnick. Okay, Potomac fever. I'm in the mix. I'm driving around in the Secret Service van.
I'm an important guy.
I'm an important guy. The phone calls are coming in, and I'm going to have this very smug, arrogant, jerk-off smile on television every time I'm talking. I'm going to be pedantic, and I'm going to be demeaning to the interviewers. I mean, come on, Howard. I don't know what you took the wrong pill. The side effects of Potomac fever are career ruining. And he's heading in that direction. He should really calm down and get a grounding wire up his ass and calm himself down a little bit.
Who do you like there? Who do you think, Besson?
Kevin's a good guy. Hazard's a very smart guy. He's a reasonable guy. He steered the president away from some of the really bad things. Besson, or however you pronounce his name, I know Scott a long time. I think he is the person, if you talk to the Wall Street guys that really know him, he's blocked Trump on a few things. Even to the point where I think he said, I can't do this. And so you may have to find somebody else. Of course, Trump capitulates when you tell him that, particularly somebody like Besson, where he needs him. Remember something about Treasury. Trump doesn't give a shit about Treasury. Trump wants the trains to run on time. He wants the bills for the American government to be paid, and he wants the taxes collected. The places he really cares about are justice. That's a place he really cares about. Secretary of State and Secretary of Defense. Okay, so it's very important to him that he has full-on sycophants in those roles.
Right.
But Besson, he's smart enough to know that he needs somebody that Wall Street is going to accept.
Right.
And of course, it's been reported, so it's worth talking about. Jamie Dimon is now in direct conversations with the president.
Yeah.
And he's a very moderate guy, and he's trying to guide the president towards doing things that are less stupid, frankly.
That's what he's there for. Yeah, that was an interesting. I was like, oh, I see.
I like Jamie. He's probably the smartest of all of us.
He's probably giving very good advice to him, and Trump probably looks up to him in a weird way, or in some level has not respect, but just probably thinks he's smarter than him, and so we'll listen to him. So one of the things, though, that doesn't feel too smart, speaking of State Department, he's ordered 2 U.S. nuclear subs to reposition near Russia just in case. That move was in response to a series of fiery social media posts from former Russian President Medvedev. Medvedev warned in one post that each new ultimatum Trump issues over the Ukraine is a threat and a step towards war. And the Kremlin has responded to Trump's move, saying, we believe everyone should be very careful about nuclear rhetoric. I would agree with that. Trump is also threatening sanctions unless Russia ends the war by August 8th, which is the end of this week. But Putin has dismissed pressure for a ceasefire. Talk about what he's doing here from your perspective.
チャット GPT より大幅にコストを抑えて開発されたディープシーク。これは一体何がすごいのか解説します。ディープシークはこれまでの AI とは違い、指示の裏にある思考の意図まで汲み取って答えを出力してくれます。例えば SNS の投稿、なんか目立つ感じで作ってみたいな曖昧な依頼でも何を伝えたいのか、これを汲み取って具体的な投稿内容まで返してくれる。さらに他の AI はやり取りに回数制限があったのに対し、ディープシークは現時点で無制限のやり取りができるから気の済むまで出力ができちゃう。最近の AI にはもう僕もびっくりさせられてばかりです。でもここで少し考えてみてください。AI はこの 1,2 年で信じられないほどの進化を遂げてきました。なのにあなたはまだすごいなーだけで終わっていますか？オックスフォード大学の研究では AI を週に1回以上使用している人は日本人の約 10%、毎日活用している人はたった 1% だそうです。つまりほとんどの人が AI をまだ活用できない人材なわけです。もしあなたが今どうすれば収入を増やせるんだろう、副業やキャリアアップに AI って使えるのかな、そんな風に感じるなら、この動画でプレゼントしている AI 活用攻略動画を使って AI を使いこなせる側に回ってみてはいかがでしょう。下のボタンから受け取れるのでぜひ受け取ってみてください。この動画では AI で収益化を達成するための4ステップテンプレートを元にどうやって AI を活用するのか、これを分かりやすく解説しています。例えば最初に何をやればいいの、どんな AI をどう使えば収益化につながるの、そんな疑問に直接回答。しかもただの情報じゃありません。僕たちは AI を3年前から研究し、設立5期目を迎えた今、メンバー300名を突破し、多くの方に AI の使い方を教えてきました。実際の生徒さんたちからはこんな声もいただいています。
めっちゃ機械音痴なんです。もう苦手意識がすごすぎて、無理。
やることがすごいはっきりしてる。今自分が何をすべきか分かりやすいんで。
一日ほぼ一日こんな素晴らしい内容を作れるんだっていうぐらいの内容になっても全部ペイできました。
1ヶ月目くらいでマネタイズはできました。
私が使いこなせるんだから多分誰でも使いこなせるんだと思う。
いかがでしたか？これまで多数のユーザーから反響をいただいている AI 活用攻略動画は下のリンクから受け取れます。ここまで聞いて自分にもできるのかなと思った方に朗報です。この動画はきっかけに過ぎません。AI は触り始めるまでが一番ハードルが高いものなの。最初から使いこなそうとするのではなく、この動画を AI に触れる第一歩としてみてください。最後に、この動画は広告動画ですので、後であなたが
Well, I mean, saber rattling. I don't think it's a much ado about nothing. I think it's a good news story. It shows his base that he has some muscularity. The Iranian hit showed some muscularity. His base likes that.
Why he is threatening them when he spent his almost both administrations sucking up to them is really interesting to me. Why now? Why here? Why?
Well, he
why
doesn't have,
now?
okay. Well, I can answer that. So what's happening to Trump is that the lame duck clock is ticking. He's 18 months away from being a full-on lame duck. And there's a little bit of flex by some of the conservative Republicans that are for democratic freedoms. And there's also some institutional memory in the Congress, particularly the Senate, related to the security guarantees that President Clinton signed in 1994 when the Ukraine government gave up their nukes in exchange for these security guarantees. So there are a group of institutionalists in McConnell's, the Thunes, that have gone to Trump and said, hey, you're not being tough enough. You've got to help these guys more. We can't have a defeated Ukraine government at this point. And so Trump is under the gun. He's afraid of Putin. I think we have to state that publicly. I always tell people, if the window's open, Kara, and you hear clippity clop, it's a horse. It's not a zebra. You got to look at the obvious. They've got something on him that scares the living shit out of him.
I'm crashing out.
And he
I'm waiting for
won't move
Mikey
against
if he
Putin.
wants
And
lunch.
you have to say to yourself, well, Putin's got a declining country. His GDP now is 14% smaller than Italy. He's got a failed Defense Department or War Department. Just look at what's going on there. And so how could a very rich man, which Trump is, who runs the largest military and arguably one of the most powerful nations in the history of the world, be kowtowing to Vladimir Putin? And the answer is they got something on him. And they got something on him that scares the living daylights out of him.
And yet he rattles the sabers here. Why? Just for
because
show.
He has to. Because I know Trump's personality. So he's a great compartmentalist. He's got pressure on him from these congressional leaders. And so he has to do something, but he never does the thing.
Right.
He'll say 50 days. He'll say 10 days. He'll say 22 days.
And then it'll
but he
slither away.
never does it because he's so afraid of Putin. You know, he could bitch slap Putin super hard. He could send those HIMARS. He could send more Patriot batteries. He could get permission to launch a few ICBMs into Russia from Ukraine territory. He could do all those things, and it would probably collapse the Putin government, and it would probably cause a replacement of Vladimir Putin. Of course, we'd have to worry about that from an intelligence perspective. It could be harder right radicals.
Right.
Maybe we don't want Putin necessarily replaced as much as we want him contained. But there's a lot of things that Trump could do. He's not willing to do them because he's scared shit of Vladimir Putin.
Yeah, they're using words like that. Okay, Anthony, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, Trump's super PAC rakes in the cash, and we'll talk Epstein as well.
初めての推し活とか忘れがちなネット環境の準備できてるレンタル Wi-Fi、SIM カードなどいろんな方法があるけど断然おすすめなのがトリファの eSIM。アプリ内で行き先、滞在日数、自分に合ったギガ数を選択してデータを購入。たった3分の設定をするだけでもうこの携帯着陸した瞬間ネットにつながります。万が一 eSIM 買い忘れちゃっても当日間に合うのが便利。星のファンミやイベントにはついついネット使いすぎちゃうけどトリファはギガの残量も確認できて足りなくなったらその場で追加もできるから安心。24時間日本語対応のチャットでサポートもしてくれるよ。韓国旅行行く前に今すぐトリファダウンロードしておいて。
上がるか下がるか、株価はどちらに動く。3大 AI 機能でトレンドを予測。値動きの予測をビジュアル
Support for this show comes from Framer. Kids today, they never understand what we went through back in the day. Building a website, for instance, used to be a lot of time and a lot of money, so you only did it if built-in AI will handle it. Ready to build a site that makes sense to me, an energy company, and a mother seeking a pardon for her son who got one. A spokeswoman for MAGA Inc. rejected claims that the donations were exchanged for access, saying Trump, quote, cannot be bought and works toward the best interests of the country. It feels pay to play to me. The New York Times had a pretty devastating piece about that. But does the money go towards helping Republicans in the midterms, or is Trump really considering that third term, which you referenced just a second ago?
Well, I think you have to take Trump seriously about him wanting a third term, and I think you have to take Steve Bannon seriously about him running for a third term. Now, up against that, he'll be 82 years old. It looks like he does have some vascular issues. I mean, they've reported that, so let's say that that's probably true. And he's got an unsteady gait, and he's getting older. But I don't think a guy like him leaves power easily. I just don't think that. And so I hope that, and I hope that my buddies who are institutionalists in Washington say that that's the last stand for them, that they'll fight that tooth and nail. Those are Republicans saying that, who I'm still a donor to several of these Republican senators. But I don't know. You have to take him literally and seriously when he's thinking about these things. I don't think that money goes to lots of people in the midterms. Trump is for Trump. He's not for other people. He doesn't give a shit. And so I think this is something very smart that he's done, though. And I think people should understand this. He's not a traditional politician. A traditional politician, an Obama, a George W. Bush, stops raising money in their second term for their own PACs. He didn't do that. And I think he's now setting a precedent for future politicians to not do that, because that will give him, let's say he was a normal politician, he'd go, oh, I got leverage now in the system long after I'm lame ducked, and I can pick and choose who I'm going to give this money to in different congressional races. I don't think Trump's going to do that. Trump will figure out a way to use that money. Yeah. And this is what Trump is doing with the corruption. You know, I think the pardons are going up now. They're probably $100 million now for a pardon. I think they started at the $3 to $5 million level. And Trump should just put out a retail price list, you know, say, look, here's the list of all the shit that you can get from me, you know. You want to come out to dinner with me, you're a crypto guy, $5 million. You want a pardon now, it's got to be $100 million.
You didn't go to that dinner, did you? Did you go to that dinner?
No, I haven't seen or been around Trump. You want to know the last time I talked to Trump?
What? When?
It was April, it was Easter Sunday, April of 2019. He called me. I thought he was calling me to wish me a happy Easter, but he wasn't. He was calling me to lay into me because I had written an article that said that it was an open letter to the president. The press is not the enemy of the people. Stop saying that. The press is there to protect the people, but it's also the font of our financial innovation. You and I have talked about this. Being able to speak freely in a society, you teach second-grade children that they can speak freely. They go on and become Kara Swisher, or they create a Facebook, or they create an iPhone. Other countries that don't do that, they have to steal our technology. Trump got really pissed at me, laid into me, and he told me that I was deep stater and some other shit that he said, and that was the last time he spoke. So no, I haven't been around Trump.
Happy Easter.
Yeah, happy
what
Easter.
do you say when someone says that? Okay.
I disagree, and I think you're being wrong. I think you're wrong. I think history's going to judge what I'm saying to be more right than you.
Right.
And then he more or less abruptly hung up the phone.
Oh, wow.
But I got in the Happy Easter, by the way. He did derisively say Happy Easter back to me.
Yeah,
he's a miserable dude, you know. He's a miserable dude. Let me give a newsflash to every Pivot listener, okay?
Okay, newsflash.
Anybody close to Trump hates his guts, okay?
Okay.
If you're in Trump's orbit, you're in the first electron orbit.
Laura Loomer seems to like him.
Who does?
Laura Loomer. Laura Loomer seems to like.
You know, I think. Let me give a newsflash to every Pivot listener, okay?
Okay, newsflash.
Anybody close to Trump hates his guts, okay?
Okay.
If you're in Trump's orbit, you're in the first electron orbit.
Laura Loomer seems to like him.
Who?
Yeah,
he's a miserable dude, you know. He's a miserable dude. Let me give a newsflash to every Pivot listener, okay?
Okay, newsflash.
Anybody close to Trump hates his guts, okay?
Okay.
If you're in Trump's orbit, you're in the first electron. He did derisively say Happy Easter back to me.
Yeah,
he's a Happy Easter back to me.
Yeah,
Look, he's
Abby.
a happy Easter back to me.
Yeah.
Look, he's a
Abby.
miserable dude, he's a miserable dude, he's a miserable dude. Let me give a newsflash to every pivot listener. He's a miserable dude. Let me give a newsflash to every pivot listener, okay?
Right. Okay. Newsflash.
Anybody close to Trump hates his guts, okay?
Okay.
If you're in Trump's orbit, you're in the first electron orbit.
Laura
from the-
Loomer seems to like him.
Who does?
Laura Loomer.
He's a miserable dude. Let me give a newsflash to every pivot listener,
Right.
okay?
Okay. Newsflash.
Anybody close to Trump hates his guts, okay? He's a miserable dude. Let me give a newsflash to every pivot listener,
Right.
okay?
Okay. Newsflash.
Anybody close to Trump hates his guts, okay? He's a miserable dude. Let me give a newsflash to every pivot listener,
Right.
okay?
Okay. Newsflash.
Anybody close to Trump hates his guts.
On Truth Social saying the radio host knows nothing. Ghislaine Maxwell has been moved to a minimum security prison camp in Texas against sexual offenders aren't allowed there, but she has been allowed. And Republicans are still split on which side to take, as polling shows almost 80% of Trump voters in favor of releasing the files. I have not talked to you about this. Thoughts on what's happening and how long it lasts? Because everyone felt it was a distraction. I never did, because it's at the core of QAnon. It's at the core of the deep state stuff. And he himself has fed these toxic creatures for far too long for them to just give up.
Well, I think he's going to survive this too. I mean, maybe I'm on
Yeah.
the other side of this trade than you. I think he survives
Well,
this.
I think he survives it. I just think it's damaging. That's
Yeah,
what,
well, I think it's damaging, and maybe Charlemagne's right. It sets up a 26 divergence, meaning I think there could be conservative Republicans that say, I'm MAGA light, or I'm a little less MAGA. I'm MAGA without
you
pedophilia.
see Marjorie Taylor Greene doing it constantly.
Yeah, maybe I'm MAGA without pedophilia. I don't. That could be a good bumper sticker. I don't. I'm 18 plus. I'm not 14 and below.
Yeah.
These disgusting sons of bitches. But Trump is. He's where there's smoke, there's fire. Okay, you can't see him with Epstein. The letter has got Trump so crazed because the letter plus the doodling on the letter is implying something that Trump does not want out there in the marketplace, which is why he's put a $10 billion speed bump together against Rupert Murdoch and a News Corp. But, and Rupert doesn't give a shit. Rupert hates Trump like everybody else. And his attitude is, I'm 94, have at it. Let me drop a few more bombs on you. We have the bombs, okay? So now, again, you have to tell me if there's something unthinkably nefarious. I'm not going to say what it is, but you know what it is, and your viewers and listeners know what it is. If that comes out, and it's incontrovertible, it's not AI generated, it's not any of that, it's incontrovertible evidence of something unthinkably nefarious, is that enough to remove Trump? I think you think it is. I just think that he never get to, the McCain thing's going to ruin him, doesn't ruin him. Oh, we're gonna grab him by the what in the bus with Billy Bush. No, it doesn't. Nothing hurts Trump. It could damage him.
The insurrection.
The insurrection. I mean, people are dying. He fomented the violence. They have him on tape doing it. They had his former chief of staff. Basically, was going to be their key witness. He wins the election. I think we should stipulate for the pivot people, he's one of the luckiest son of a bitches on the planet. Every time he flips the coin, it comes up his way. So, I don't think he gets knocked out by this, but I do think that just Ghislaine thing is interesting. See, so the Ghislaine thing is like, okay, let me send my lawyer who I trust. Hey, let me knock on the... Ghislaine, are you there? Hello, are you there? Okay, listen, I know you know a lot of bad stuff. Keep your mouth shut. We're going to move you to a minimum security prison. We're going to make it easier for you. You listening? And then in about 6 months, when this blows over, we're going to commute your sentence, or we're going to give you work relief, or we're going to do something for you. But you got to keep your mouth shut. It's a great mob move. They're doing it right out in the open, like the way the KGB would do it.
So it's keep your mouth shut, because
Yeah.
if she starts to just tell on Democrats, that's a problem too, correct?
No. You got to keep your mouth shut.
Mouth shut.
You got to keep your mouth shut because
Omerta,
the
as us Italians, you and me
Yes,
know.
as Omerta, you got to keep your mouth shut That's like a full-on Sicilian move, the code of silence. And by the way, with Omerta, you keep your mouth shut. We're going to remember when a mobster went to jail. Keep your mouth shut. We're going to take care of your family, and they're going to get VIG from our operations to take care of your sons and daughters and your wife. And when you come out of jail, we're going to get you a job. Now you could end up like Sylvester Stallone in Oklahoma, but you're going to get a job, right? And so that's what it is, and that's what Trump and Todd Blanche are trying to do. I think that's pretty obvious. But this is the thing that makes me laugh. You know, John Thune. You're an American jellyfish. I mean, you should write. You write such great books like Burn Book and shit like that. You should write The American Jellyfish. You know, starring John Thune and Mitch McConnell. Starring The American Jellyfishes. What are you guys doing? You're really this big of cowards? You got a guy that's morally depraved. He's bringing down your party. He's a millstone on the morality of the American people. We always when you and I were growing up. We like to think of America in our patriotism as benevolent and generous and good-natured America that was going to help other nations. And now we have this morally depraved lunatic in the White House that's stealing our thunder and is reducing our soft power all over the world, which is never a good thing for a superpower, by the way. You can go throughout 5,000 years of history and know that's never a good thing. And yet he's doing that. We're allowing him to do that because we got a bunch of bozos that are supposed to check him. The American jellyfishes. What are you guys doing? And the answer is no, we're going to wait Trump out, wait him out. We're so afraid of him, and we're afraid of his MAGA base.
Yeah. So why? When do they turn? Is there a silent?
Well, yeah, the midterm. That's why Trump has got all that money in the war chest. You know, he knows they're coming for him in the midterms. You remember that scene in The Wizard of Oz where the witch gets accidentally hit by the water bucket and she starts melting? It's actually like an orange witch, though he's not really like the green witch, but he's like an orange wicked witch of the West Wing. The water's about to hit Trump. Okay, and that's like the November 2026 water hit. And as he starts to melt, these guys go, we didn't mean this, or we didn't realize this, or we're sorry about that.
If he melts, if in fact water hits.
Let me say this to you, and I want you to really think about this, okay?
All right. Okay.
They're running around saying they're going to arrest Clinton, Hillary Clinton. They're going to arrest Barack Obama. Okay, it's all contraindicated from an intelligence report that the head of the Senate Intelligence Committee, Marco Rubio, signed off on, which was irrefutable that everything that they're saying is not true. Why are they doing that? They're doing that to distract you. They're doing that to rev up the MAGA base. They're doing that to say, don't look at the man behind the curtain that's flapping behind the curtain. Focus on this, which is important to you. Obama is bad. There's underlying racism to that, by the way. I think you know
Obviously,
that.
I just don't think it works. I don't think it works. I think the Epstein stuff is much stronger.
No, it hasn't worked yet. He's tried with the Washington Redskin Commanders and the Cleveland Guardian Indians.
Yeah.
He's now going at it with the young woman who was in the Gene commercial. I think her name is Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah.
And so he's definitely trying stuff. He's the Napoleon of the culture war. Like the best thing that Trump has going for him are the Democrats.
Yeah.
Because he knows how to drop a bomb on the battlefield and they run towards it, and then he's doing something over here. He's master of deflection.
All right, we're going to get to that now. Next, actually, we're going to go on a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the Corporation for Public Broadcasting as it winds down operations, because there are very real repercussions to everything he's doing with these distractions. Anthony, we're back with more news. The Corporation for Public Broadcasting says it will begin winding down operations following an over $1 billion cut in federal funding. The move, it's not very big, it's about 100 people. The move what they do is they distribute funds out to local stations, a lot of them rural, by the way. The move will severely impact local operations of PBS and NPR. Both NPR and PBS say they're committed to maintaining service after the closure. The CPB told employees most positions will be eliminated on September 30th. This is a loss of local news in rural communities. This is a closing not of the big NPR stations or not of PBS stations, but the small ones, which provide all kinds of news and other things like that in places that don't have them. And I'm going to link it with institutions worried about losing funding, the Smithsonian will restore information about President Trump's impeachments after removing a placard on the topic in July. This was reported by the Washington Post. The museum says the placard was removed after a review of legacy content, which was demanded by the Trump administration and was meant to be a temporary addition to a 25-year exhibition. The exhibition in question notes that only 3 presidents have seriously faced removal: Andrew Johnson, Richard Nixon, and Bill Clinton. It's not true. A person familiar with the plans told the Washington Post the content review took place following this pressure from the White House to remove an art museum director. So museums altering history, closing down of long institutions, which is something Republicans have wanted for a while, but it will actually affect the small local news in rural communities more than anybody else. This is more than a distraction because things happen. Things actually happen.
I mean, this is Trump. He's the look. There were certain rules in Washington. The sacred cow of the left was the public broadcasters. Ronald Reagan railed on it, but he never did anything. Remember, Ronald Reagan railed on Roe v. Wade, but never did anything. And Trump has come into town, and he's basically now saying, hey, those sacred rules where we rail on, you're on the left and you rail on something on the right, and you don't do anything, and vice versa, we're ending that. And again, I think it makes for a coarser society. If you're asking me practically, will the society survive the end of that? It will. Does it suck for those rural areas? It does, but it will survive it, okay? And could something else creep up, or could there be a publicly funded or non-publicly funded, a charitably funded replacement? It's all very possible. But I think it to me, it's more about the rules, Kara. It's more about, okay, we're going to smash people. We don't want any civility to our government. We don't want anybody having lunch in the cloakroom or the cafeteria. They can barely work. Apparently, they can barely work out with each other in the gym now. They're in separate areas of the gym. And it's just bad for America. That's not how we got here.
Right.
The idea was that we were going to have some consensus, we're going to have some compromise, and we're going to have some civility with each other. And Trump doesn't like that because, remember, there's nobody that Trump hates more.
It is huge. Look at all these kids coming from all over the Fukui.
Which is why he's always got 3 things of a self-hater. Humiliation rituals for people that you're insecure around. That's every world leader. He tries to bring them into the White House and ensnare them in some type of humiliation ritual.
Public humiliation.
Or he'll bring them to Scotland, even though he's the head of state, Keir Starmer. He's showing up as a guest in his own country to be humiliated. Where Trump is railing on the London mayor. And so what self-haters do is they create and foment hatred. They excoriate and try to humiliate through humiliation rituals. And then the third thing they do is they want to leave a stain and legacy of that. They want people to be turned on each other because it makes them feel better. They get satisfaction out of seeing people turn on each other, right? Trump gets off on the idea that we're going after each other. He likes it. Right. So those are things. He's a a lot of weird things about the guy. He's like a weirdo, but like the self-hatred thing, do not underestimate the self-hatred.
I don't, but
it could be the side effects of all the orange shit that's going into his bloodstream. You know what I mean?
But everyone talks about these are distractions. You've said it several times. These are actual things that happen now. Like we're changing things in museums. We're closing down this. And so I was at a book fair this weekend, and Jeff Goldberg, who has had some good licks in on Trump at the Atlantic, was saying, that he does all these distractions. And I almost got him and said, well, here's 6 things that actually happened because of the distractions. They're not minor. We use that term a lot, but they're actually distractions with results, right? Like this is something that the right has been trying to close down PBS for years, or the corporation for years, decades.
Okay, but let me just take this line. Think about what I'm saying, though. We're going to close down PBS because it's going to make people sore, and it's a sacred cow that the Republicans always talked about but never did anything about. So now we're going to drop a bomb here to widen the divide between us.
I see.
And Trump wants to do that. So you have to understand that, yes, there are distractions, but there's also, I want to leave a legacy of disrepair and hatred, and I want you guys to hate each other after I leave, because, by the way, Jackie O, F her, I'm going to pave over her rose garden, okay?
Right.
Because why am I going to do that? Because you're going to get triggered and pissed about that, and I want you triggered and pissed because I hate myself so much that I want hatred to be an exponential force from my personality. Like, Monroe had a doctrine, stay out of the Western Hemisphere. Truman had a doctrine, we're going to contain communism. The Trump doctrine is a manifestation of his own self-hatred. And once you see that prism clearly, and you see, oh, okay, he hates himself, so this is what he's going to do. Oh, wow, he's really afraid of Putin. Putin must really have something on him that's scaring the living daylights out of him, which is why he's immobile and paralyzed against the guy that's running a failed state with a declining population and high alcoholism. But I'm going to go in that direction. But everything is through the prism of self-hatred. So if he can hurt you, Kara, he will. If he can humiliate you, he will. If he can put J.D. Vance in a meme where he looks like a big fat Cabbage Patch doll riding in a separate clown car from him as they're chasing Obama on the freeway in the OJ Bronco, he will. And by the way, JD says, ha ha, this was funny. He's crying on the inside. He's crying on the inside.
That's another episode for us.
But Carrie, you have to understand is because Trump is going to put him through. You remember that scene in Fargo where the guy's going through the wood chipper?
Yeah.
That's JD Vance. Okay, Trump is going to throw him so definitively into the wood chipper.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want a younger guy replacing him. When he
who does he want replacing him?
A total fiasco.
Who does he want? Just very briefly, who does he want? If you had to guess, who
nobody.
Would he pick? Nobody.
Nobody. No. Remember when he fired that blonde girl? Can't remember her name. The blonde woman from the first season of Apprentice. He replaced her with Ivanka. Remember, she got a few speaking gigs.
Yeah.
It pissed him off.
Yeah.
Right? And so then he put Ivanka. So if Ivanka and Don Jr. are not replacing him, or Eric not replacing him, nobody. Remember what it, I know I'm not comparing Trump to Hitler, but just remember this piece of history. When they told Hitler he was losing, he said, okay, great, flood the coal mines, bring down the electrical grid in the country.
Right.
And they looked at him and said, what? Yeah, well, if there's not going to be a 1,000-year Reich,
there's not going to be a
let's
Reich.
destroy the whole thing.
If you had to pick one of the kids that he would pick to run, very briefly, which one would it be?
Well, Ivanka's very smart. She's very talented. She's capable. Eric is a very smart guy. When I listen to Eric talk about things like the blockchain, he understands it, okay? But the heartbeat of MAGA is Donald Trump Jr., okay? They like him, okay? And so I don't know, I don't know which of those three, but I think Trump would be happy with all three, but they're three different flavors. Ivanka's basically a Democrat, right? So, probably no on her. Eric is not politically motivated. But he's probably smarter, than most people think. But it would have to be Don Jr. Don Jr. is beloved by the base. If you ever see him with the base, you'll know they hold him in very high regard.
And do you?
Okay, so I have a peace agreement with those guys. When I got into the fight with Trump, I always got along with them, and my agreement with them was, don't say anything bad about me on Twitter. I won't say anything bad about you. Kara Swisher's going to ask you about me on the Pivot podcast 5 years from now. Don't say anything bad about me.
Yeah.
And I have lived up to that agreement, and they have lived up to that agreement. So I'll simply say I get on with those guys. Eric wanted to come to my Bitcoin conference in Wyoming. I invited him. No problem. I think they know that their father wants to pick fights with lots of people. And I don't think they want to be fighting with all the people that their father wants them to fight with.
That makes sense. All right, Anthony, one more quick break. We'll be back for wins and fails. Okay, Anthony, let's hear some wins and fails. You go first.
Okay, so wins, I'm going to say this, you're probably not going to like this, but I think Elon Musk is winning. I think he's back into business. I think he raised a lot of money on XAI. I participated in that. I will fully disclose that I'm an investor. But I think Elon Musk is winning. And I think so much so, and I think Donald Trump is so afraid of Elon Musk
that
that
He started
tweeted
the Epstein thing.
the Epstein thing, and he tweeted out, "Oh, I love Elon. I'm not coming after his businesses." You know, blah blah. Okay, so I think Elon Musk is winning. So that's a big win.
He just so people know, Tesla just granted shares to Elon worth $29 billion, describing
Yeah, so
as a
that's
good
another
faith
big.
award.
That's another big win. Less than the 55 billion.
That's correct. I was like,
Yeah.
well, it's a half. It's a
Yeah,
half.
but you know, that's also a win. But I think Elon's winning, whether people like that or not. I think that's a definitive, objective win.
So you invested in XAI. You think that's a winner, or I think
I do.
He's a real behind. He's really quite behind in the race compared to Google or ChatGPT.
You think he's behind? I don't know. I put $300 a month into Super Grok. I think the thing is phenomenal.
Okay.
And I think it's distinctive. But again, that's me. I'm not an AI expert. I'm just I used it for different things. I'm a Claude, I guess it's called, subscriber.
Yeah,
a ChatGPT subscriber.
You use them all.
I do spend a lot of time.
I would say if Elon goes and does his businesses, he's better off.
Right.
That's for sure. But I do think he is quite involved. He was the one that started the Epstein stuff. So that was a warning to Trump.
I'm going to tell you another winner. I'll give you 3 winners and I'll give you 3 losers. Okay. Another big winner with controversial, Jerome Powell. Because Jerome Powell's legacy is intact. Okay. The guy's done a decent job. Not perfect. He got transitory inflation wrong. It was more secular, but he's done a decent job. He's a good human being. And he's one of the few guys that have stuck